Hi, my name's Taylor Whitfield. I graduated from Carolina Code School about 6 months ago. Started working at Cargo a couple days after that, and still currently working there. I was ready to venture out finally after doing all these weird, odd jobs. I was like, I want to figure out what I want to do with the rest of my life and go after it. And I was listening to a podcast by I think it was the Skills Fund guy, which is one of the finance options here. And he was going over the list of schools that they finance for, and Carolina Code School was one of them. I ended up looking that up and found out it was like 10 minutes from where I live. So it all ended up working out really well for me. I expected the hard work, I expected the long hours. I didn't expect to enjoy it though, as much as I did. There was like multiple times where I would just get zoned in and addicted to what I was doing, and never ever in my life, especially in any kind of school setting, had I, had that happen to me. And so that's kind of when I realized, like, I'm doing what I love, and I made the right choice. Because that's like my big fear, was like making the wrong move, doing the wrong thing, ended up doing something I hate for the rest of my life. And I figured out really quick here at the school that I really did enjoy what I was doing, and I was half decent at it. Throughout the class, the 3 months, it gets built up into this like the end all be all. It's like the final thing, obviously. And so you're looking forward to it, but then as soon as it gets there, it's like, oh my God, can I do this? How am I going to do this? I have 3 weeks. People outside of the class that have been doing this for years will tell you that to do anything in 3 weeks is a challenge for them. So for us, it's a huge challenge. It was a bittersweet thing for me. Once it started, I was glad to get it over with. It was super stressful, but on the other hand, it was kind of like sad, because I really did enjoy my time here. And I was like, once you hit that part, you're on the home stretch. It's about to end. You're about to go out into the real world and have to find a job. So you don't really look forward to that, but it was a fun process all in all. You really learn a lot. You get to put together all the things you've learned into one big project, and you don't really get to do that outside of school much, especially once you start working full-time. It's hard to find 3 weeks to spend on a personal project and something you're passionate about. So the more and more I look back on it, the more thankful I am that I had the time to do that. Demo day was interesting. It was the most terrifying thing of the whole process. Before I did it, I was scared to death to go. We were working on it up until the walking up there to go present, and I had finally thought I had everything done, and I get up there and I'm starting to have some issues, and at that point I'm like, just relax, nothing I can do now, just kind of pretend I know what I'm doing, make it through it. And but I didn't have to pretend much. It's an awesome event. The people there understand where you're at. They understand you've been doing this for 3 months. So there's no, there's nobody grilling you over what you've done. They all understand. They're all super proud of you. A lot of them have been through what you've gone through. I got hired right out of demo day, which was awesome. I'm super blessed and happy that happened. I'm really thankful for it, and it's been a great job. It's one of those things they tell you here. They're like, you'll be fine, you'll find something, you can do it. They need people like you, and depends on who you are, but you kind of feel like you don't know enough. You always feel like that. You feel inadequate for your job, but a lot of these companies are really intrigued by the code school graduates, and they value the hard work that you put in for 3 months, and those are the kind of people they look to hire. So advice I would give, take it slow. A lot of people, they find out about the code school and they're gung-ho about it. They're like, let's do this, let's go. And I've seen too many people decide they want to do something that they have no idea about. I think there's a really big value in exploring development and web development before you jump into this. I think you do yourself a huge favor by doing that, because honestly, the first day of like the 3-month course is a bit of a slap in the face. It's like, this is reality, this is what we're going to be going through, and if you're not prepared for that and you have no idea what you're jumping into, you can almost start to drown in the information and the stress from it. I spent a lot of time here on the weekends. Those were like some of the best days, because that's when I started to realize I really love this and I can do it by myself. You get kind of this like false sense of success at some point where you're like, I'm doing all this and it looks great, and then you kind of start to think, well, is it because of the teachers? Is it because of the guys around me that are helping? Like, can I do this by myself? And so I started coming in on the weekends and working on things, and it might be something, now that I look back at it, it's like some trivial problem that I could fix now in, a couple of minutes, but I would sit there for 2 or 3 hours just to fix this problem. But when I did, it was like the biggest sense of like success and like, oh my God, I can do this. I figured it out. I'm not going to be some bozo when I get out of here. Like, I can do it. This past year has been more exciting. I've had more things going on for myself in the past year than I have previous 4 years, So thinking back to the day I started or before that, it's crazy. I think one of the first days you start the class, they make you like write this letter to yourself. The day we graduated, we went to dinner. She gave us all our letters back to open and read them. And like, I didn't even want to open it. Like, I knew I was going to cry. I could cry right now thinking about it. It's like a super emotional thing for me, because this gave me like a sense of like purpose, honestly. Like, I didn't have that before. I didn't have like goals or a career or something I was proud of, and this is like giving me that.